As I'm sure you all have read, there's a lot of change in healthcare these days. In the industry, we're facing healthcare reform, increasing regulation, increasing costs, and all within a struggling economy. And despite those facts, Quincy Medical Group is as strong and as large as it's been at any time in its history, and more comprehensive in terms of its specialty base as well. And that's a great time to be thinking about our future. And that's very timely because we've been approached over the last year by a number of different health systems about partnering for the future. And during that time, our board has been giving that a lot of talk, having a lot of discussions, and trying to determine what's the best way to position the clinic to serve this community for generations to come. There's little doubt in healthcare. I think it's well documented that the business model that we operate in really isn't sustainable into the future. We have the way that the system is financed, the way that it's structured, just can't perpetuate. And it's really due to a number of factors. There's duplication, there is, again, too much regulation, and the spending that just continues to increase in healthcare is becoming particularly challenging. And oftentimes, there's a riddling, if you will, of a lack of collaboration in healthcare. And so we feel at this point in time that we have a responsibility to lead our market toward a new model of care, one that is focused very keenly on improving quality while also delivering on the promise of hopefully decreasing costs. And that's imperative on a national level. And so this morning we took an important step in that direction. This morning Quincy Medical Group entered into a letter of intent to become an affiliate of the Iowa Health System. We're excited about this new chapter in our history. We're proud to be affiliating with a system that is not only successful, but has a very similar vision and values that are focused on providing patient-centric care, also embodying physician leadership. Together, we're going to be focusing on making sure we deliver the best outcome for every patient, every time. And just to hit a couple of high points that I know you guys will be interested in, why Iowa Health System? A couple of key factors as we made this decision. One of those was the core value that they have of local governance, a belief that healthcare is local, decisions should be made at a local level, and that was very attractive, and it allowed us to keep physician ownership, physician leadership within our board of directors, and an ability to make sure that the way care is delivered is decided right here in this community. Secondly, their overall model is physician-driven, physician-led. That's imperative for the future. If we want to drive quality up and drive costs down, physicians have to be right in the mix of that. And then finally, the resources are able to stay local. And that was very important to us. We're committed to our local community, to doing as much business here as possible, and we didn't want to see funds leave the local region. Some early impacts that you might find for patients is we're going to be spending time trying to figure out subspecialties that we can bring into the marketplace. Those that people have to travel away from the market today to receive. And today, those people that do travel, as you know, they go to a lot of different markets. Maybe it's St. Louis, maybe it's Springfield or Columbia. We won't be changing the way that occurs when it needs to occur. That's left up to the patient and the doctor. Those decisions are made at an individual level, and those referrals, when needed, can go for tertiary care wherever they need to. Another thing that both organizations are committed to, pending due diligence and planning and cost estimates, is building a new clinic in Pittsfield, Illinois. We have a couple of locations there today. We need to consolidate those under one roof, and so we will be looking very early on at how to get that project done. And then finally, leveraging our infrastructure with the Iowa Health System for true population health management that is needed to indeed increase quality and decrease cost at the same time. Things like patient-centered medical homes, outreach calling to patients, so that we're helping them engage in their care as they manage their chronic diseases, and being able to share best clinical practices across a very broad organization, so that not only do we not have to reinvent the wheel, but we can have a synergistic learning on a very broad scale. So with that, be happy to take your questions.